You can just kindly signify. Anyone? You can just kindly signify. Anyone? Yeah, what do you think data analysis is? You'll be hearing or you'll be seeing anyone a data analyst. Now, what do you think data analysis is? So let me call on anyone. Let me see someone I can call on. Yeah, so David. It's a Muse David. Are you there? It's a Muse David. So kindly unmute yourself, and what do you think about data analysis? And what do you think data analysis is? David? So please, I don't want us to David? Please, admin, can they even okay? Admin? Okay, Bolaji Fisayo. You can mute now. Bolaji Fisayo. Sorry, let me inform him to ensure that we give access to people. I think I can give access to people. Sorry, hold on. Let me call him.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the voice note is being restricted. The voice is not restricted, sir.
The voice is not restricted.
I think he has gone mute, so I can't hear anything anymore.
Yeah, very sorry. Yeah, so I'm still expecting one person to tell us what data analysis is. So I just need one person.
Okay, if I may say.
Okay, no problem. You can go on. You can go on.
Okay.
Is it?
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ndubisi. Actually, I live all the way in Enugu. So I'm joining you guys far away from Enugu. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for the privilege.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, sir. In my layman understanding, I believe that data analysis is the process of collecting information, which is usually called data. Any kind of information regarding maybe a process, maybe a business, maybe a set of events. Just find a way to collect information about that event or about that process, then examine it in a particular way, and then, which is what I believe is analyzing it, and then bringing out certain informations that will help you to take better decision concerning maybe making the process better, as the case may be, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think you went far beyond explaining what data analysis is, and I will give you that full thumbs up. Really great. So far from Enugu. So I'm still going to give a section. So just only one person so that we can move on. Yeah. So data analysis is not something that exists only in office or big companies. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. So every single day, even in our personal lives, data analysis exists. Now, so data analysis is the process of taking raw facts. Is the process of taking raw facts, things that happen every day, like sales being made, customers visiting a store, or people clicking a website. Now, I said data analysis is about everything generally in the world. Now, looking at the slide, you see, is we have different areas where data analysis can occur. It can occur in the social media, in shopping, it is needed in transportation sector, healthcare, banking and finance, education, and entertainment. Now, why do we need it in social media? Now, a Facebook, TikTok, and all other social media handles that we have, you will notice that if they want to pay anyone, they look at your views, they look at the likes, they look at the comments and everything. Likewise, you can really see your analytics. Now, if I post something on YouTube, you can really see how many people view, like, and comment on it. Are we there? So data analysts can work around that by analyzing how many people view it from this location, how many people view it from another location, how many people view it from another location as well. And likewise, it can occur in shopping. It can occur in your transportation sector and everything. Now, in your shopping, how does it occur? Every purchase you make or every sales that occur in the store is being recorded. Every purchase you make in a supermarket or online store is recorded as a sales data. And likewise, in transportation, it is also needed. In the health sector, it's also needed. In the healthcare, because hospitals use patient data, the record, the test results, the prescriptions to provide better diagnosis and treatments to everyone, to know what are those things that is being needed. In healthcare, each patient, the visit, the diagnosis or the treatment adds to the data that helps hospital track health trends. Likewise, in banking, every transaction, every transfer, every card swipe is data. Likewise, as your entertainment platforms like Netflix and Spotify, there is data as well. There is data to know your preferences. Like Netflix can decide the most streaming TV or the most streaming movie in a month or in a week, to know how people are watching it, for them to improve on some particular aspect. So it's also needed to know your preference and keep you engaged on the movie that you really need. Education, transport, logistics, so the list go on. So all sectors actually need data. All sectors, they actually need data. So you think of data analysis as a bridge. So on one side, you have that raw, the messy data that is being provided. So let me give you an illustration. Now, the Facebook, on the Facebook, the data that will be available on Facebook would be a messy or a dirty data. On the other side, you have that decisions that can improve performance. Increase revenue or solve problems. Are we there? So as Eze has explained, data analysis involve transforming your data, making your data to make an effective decisions for the people that is needed to do that. So your job is to work carrying the data, cleaning it up, and analyzing it and delivering it in a way that people can act upon it. So that is what makes data analysis such a powerful skills. And the key point is that data is not limited to one industry, right? Data is not limited to one industry. So let me take them that shouting, please. Now, data is not limited to one industry. It's a universal resource. As I said earlier, it is needed all over the world. Data is needed all over the world. It is needed all over all sectors. And what makes you powerful as a data analyst is the ability to work with data in any of these areas. As I've informed you earlier, I'm a chartered accountant, right? I have worked as an accountant before in a sector, and then bridging that gap to be a data analyst, definitely any sector I need to myself, I should be able to work around with it. So that is why the skills you are building here are not just one job. They are for entire career that can move across industries. You need that. You can be a health data analyst. So we are going to look at all those sectors of which you can easily meet yourself and look at that. So data is everyday life. Data is needed in social media, in transportation, in education, in entertainment, and the likes. Now, what is the process of data analyst? What is the process? How does it involve? What is the process? Right? Now, data analysis is not just random. Not just that it's not about random or a scatter process. Data analysis follows a structured flow. Data analysis follows a structured flow. So it always starts with the first thing we have, defining the problem. Is the most important thing. All organizations will always have a problem. And the first always you have to define the problem. If you don't understand the question, you just waste time with the wrong answers. You just waste your time with the wrong answer that is not needed. So the first thing is clarity. What exactly are we trying to solve? Now, let's assume you have been given a data. So whenever you have been given a data, the first thing you need exactly is the data analysis process. Sorry, let me inform this. I think I have another meeting. Yeah, so data analysis is the process of we examine, we clean, transform, interpret data for us to make an effective and efficient decision.
Yeah,
So the first process in data analysis, as I've said earlier, is always defining your problem. What exactly are we trying to solve? Whenever you have a data set, you have been given any data set, irrespective of where that data is coming from, you need to have the problem. You need to understand the problem itself. What is the data? What is it trying to solve? What are we trying to achieve? What do we want to do with the data? Before building your data set, before cleaning it, it is a problem that will have to come first. So then comes the right data. So sometimes the data is always readily available. Sometimes you always have that data readily available. Sometimes you need to request it from either the data engineering and the likes. And sometimes you need to design a way to capture it from anywhere you want to be. But without the right data, you cannot move on. So you always need to ensure you collect that data, irrespective from anywhere you want to take it from. And by God's grace, we'll be taking you on how to generate data from different sources. We can get data from websites, we can get data from Excel, we can get data from we can use PDF data to make an analysis. You can get data from websites. I can get data from WHO website to analyze the COVID-19 analysis that occur over the period of time. Now, collecting your data. You need to ensure after defining the problem, you collect the right data. Now, and after collection, your next thing is your data cleaning. So please, in your chat box, let me see the first process, guys. So what is the first process, guys? What do I call the first process and the second process? What do I call the first process and the second process? So let me see maybe if anyone is following. What do I call the first process and the second process? Let me see it in the chat box. What I call the first process and the second process. I'm waiting to see in the chat box what I call the first process and the second process. Thank you, Bangboy. I think you are definitely following us. The first process is you need to define the problem, and the second process is you collect the data. Now, after doing that, you need to ensure after collecting your data from any process or anywhere you are getting the data from, your data has to be clean. Now, getting data from websites can be dirty. I think some people might not have seen a dirty data set. By God's grace, we'll be working with a dirty data set. Data set can be coming from any dimension. You can have a dirty data set from any dimension. So this is where we face reality. Raw data is messy. And this is where some data analysts are always being furious. Are always being annoyed with any data. Because importing your data from a process to another process will affect that data, which makes that data to be dirty. So in your data, there are errors, there are duplicates, there are missing values, there are inconsistencies in that data. Because if you don't fix them, your analysis will be misleading. Guys, if you don't fix them, your analysis will be misleading. So cleaning that data cleaning is glamorous, is needed, because it is the trustworthiness, it is the art of the trustworthiness in analysis. It is ready. So you always ensure you clean your data to ensure that effective analysis can be done. Now, once that data is being cleaned, then we explore and we analyze. This is the funny part. That's when you now start looking at numbers, spotting patterns, asking deeper questions. After that, you just start what? Then we start visualizing your data. Guys, the process where you explore and analyze and visualize, they work together. Because if you don't clean your data effectively, you can have a misleading figure. In a place whereby you're supposed to have 600,000, you can easily have like 500,000 or 400,000. Why? Because of the effects of your messy data that is not being cleaned. So after your data is being cleaned, the next thing is what? You explore or you analyze and you visualize. It is a process. You start thinking. You have to think overhead. What are those things that is being needed? What are those things that you actually need? What are those things that you actually need? What are the most important things you need to add to the analysis? What are those KPI that you need for the stakeholders to see for effective analysis and for effective decision making? Okay. So you have to visualize the finding. Why? Because no matter how brilliant your analysis is, if people can't understand it, it is useless. It's useless. So it is the visualizations that turn the complexity into clarity. It is the visualization that makes people to really understand your data. It's a visualization that makes the stakeholders, different stakeholders that we have, to really understand your data and see what you are really talking about. Because they are not in the process of the way you get your data, the way you clean your data, the way you analyze your data. What they really need is your analysis and how you have visualized it. And the final part is we communicate it. Is the communication, which is very, very essential. Because the communication is where you deliver your insights in a language that non-analysts, that are not data analysts, can understand it. Either to your management. So it's not enough to say that, to be telling your management or your organizations or your stakeholders, so number went up by 15%. You must say what that means, why it has happened, and what should be done next. So it makes the data analysis process completely. Are we there? So that is where you can have an effective complete data analysis process. The first process, you define the problem, You collect the right data, collect your data sets, you clean your data, you analyze and explore your data to have an effective analysis. Then you visualize and communicate the data to the right stakeholders. Because every project you do will flow through this stage, one form or the other. So these are the process and data analysis process. Now, let's talk about the data structure. Now, your data can come in two forms. Actually, it can come in more forms. Your data can come in two forms. Your data can be structured, and likewise, we can also have unstructured data. Now, when we say data, not all data is the same, guys. Not all data can be same. Now, you have a data of which, when you import that data from the channel, it is clean. It is already clean. When you import that data from the channel, it is already clean. And there are some data of which, as you are getting them from that channel, is becoming mess. So you need to ensure you do the right thing to ensure you clean that data. So there are two forms of data. We have structured data and we also have unstructured data. Out there, we have structured data and we also have unstructured data. Now, so before I explain that, I just want one person and just say one male and a female to give us what is structured data and what is unstructured data. So what do you mean by structured data and unstructured data? Thank you. So so anyone? 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 So anyone? Bangboy, you are raising your hand. Are you there? Bangboy?
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. It was a mistake, sir. I don't really know how to explain the structured and unstructured data.
Okay. Let me call Sunday. I think Sunday is also raising his hand.
Yes,
I think
sir.
Sunday is also raising his hand. Sunday, are you there? Do you want to explain it to us? Okay. So let me go on with it. So I think you are going to get the explanation now as we go on and as we have the class. Now, structured data is always neat and organized. Structured data are the data that are in a proper form. They are always organized in rows and columns, like a spreadsheet. Example of structured data are your Excel. They are your Excel. They are your data in CSV formats. So structured data, they are always easy to query. Structured data are always easy to filter. Structured data are always easy to analyze. Out there. So structured data are the information that is organized and stored in a fixed format, such as the rows and columns. So they are just like all your data you have in your Excel. Your Excel data, they are well structured. Example, the way we have like this, can you see all your data? We have days, the year. So the data that you have in Excel, in CSV, they are always effectively structured. So we are still going to do more on structured and unstructured data when we get to SQL. Now, unstructured data does not follow the predefined structure or format. Now, what are the formats? So unstructured data, they are data that does not fit neatly into a table. For example, the data that we get from websites, data that we get either from images, data that we get from your YouTube analysis or your Netflix and the like. So they are unstructured data. They are data that have not been effectively been structured for you to have an analysis, for you to make your analysis. So all these data are not in a predefined format. Now, what do we call predefined formats? So let me, okay, I think I'm going to open an Excel for you to see. So when I get there, I will explain more on that. So generally, we have two forms of data: your structured data and your unstructured data. So your structured data are data that are in form of rows and columns. Please put that in mind. The structured data are that data that are always in form of rows and columns. When you have your month, then we have the list of your month: January, December, March. Then we can have names. So it has been analyzed. It has been organized. All the names are being arranged under names out there. But on your unstructured data, they are not in form of a table. They are not in form of a table. Just like a data that we get from audio recording from a call center, or data that is being gotten from a video footage, or even from an image, they are unstructured data. So the point here is that a data analyst must be aware of the both. So whenever you are working as a data analyst, you need to know the format of where you are getting your data from. Is your data in structured format, or your data is an unstructured format? Now, because we can't limit ourselves to only structured data, guys, you'll be meeting unstructured data a lot. So we must also learn how to handle. You must also know how to handle unstructured data, because the world is producing more and more of it. For example, Facebook, YouTube, Netflix, MTN. Because now you notice most of the time when you call customer care, they will tell you this call is being recorded for future purpose. Are we there? Now, those information and the data from the recording are being extracted for effective analysis to know how many number of complaints do we have for this month. How many number of complaints do we have on data? How many number of complaints do we have on our service, on social service? How many number of complaints do we have on this? Okay, so it is a duty of that data analyst to ensure. Now, how will I get data? That data, is it on structured format or from a structured format? So you need to understand this type. So understanding this type will help you choose the right tools and techniques for the what, guys? For the analysis. Now, so the next thing now, we have the 4 pillars of data analysis. The 4 pillars of data analysis. Out there, we have the 4 pillars of data analysis, and let me open this. Now, guys, so we have 4 pillars of data analysis. Now, the first one, we have descriptive, we have diagnostic, we have predictive, and we also have prescriptive. Now, these are the 4 pillars of data analysis. We have the descriptive, we have the diagnostic, we have the predictive, and the prescriptive. Now, let's look at each one after the other. Now, the descriptive. Let's have the descriptive. So the descriptive help answer question about what has happened. It help answer question about what has happened based on historical data. Descriptive techniques summarize large demand semantic model to describe outcome to stakeholders. Now, by developing KPIs, so it can tell you that, okay, what happened so period. It helps you talk about what happened, about sales reports, historical trends, basic performance metrics, talking about what happened to this analysis. Sorry. So just telling us about descriptive analysis is just telling us about what has happened, because it is the foundation showing performance. It is the foundation showing trends. It is the foundation showing key numbers for your descriptive analysis. Now, diagnostic analysis goes deeper and answer why did it happen. It finds relationship, reason, and causes. It tells you why events happen. Why did we have a decrease in sales over time? So I'm going to open one of my dashboard for you to see. I'm going to open one of my dashboard for you to see what I'm talking about on the descriptive analysis, prescriptive, diagnostic. So for you to get more about it. Now, so don't forget, the descriptive is talking about what has happened based on historical data out there. Now, the diagnostic analytic is talking about why events happen out there. Now, diagnostic techniques, it talks about why did we have this decrease over time, or why did this sales increase? Now, the predictive analytics will help answer questions about what will happen in the future after analyzing why the event has happened. Now, you need to forecast. So it is in this scenario you need to forecast. Now, what should we do, or what will likely happen in the future? Out there. Now, that is your predictive. Don't forget, your descriptive talking about what happened, your diagnostic talking about why did it happen. Over here, I had sales decline due to specific factors. So you need to know these 4 pillars of data analysis effectively, because you need to take in consideration of it while you are communicating it to your stakeholders as a data analysis. It's very, very important. Don't forget, part of the data analysis process is communication. Part of the data analysis process is what, guys? Is communication. Let me open this. Let me open this. Very sorry, trying to open. Okay, let me open it from this side. Don't know why it's not opening. I don't want to open someone's project. I have someone's project with me, so I don't want to open the. Let me see. Okay. So I think I should be able to open it from this end. Yeah. So okay, it's opening. Yeah. So as I've said earlier, we have 4 pillars of data analysis. The first thing is your descriptive analysis, explaining what happened to your sales reports, what happened to your to any sector you are, what happened, explaining the general thing that really happened in your dashboard. Now, the second analysis is your diagnostic. Please, if you can see my screen, please let me see your thumbs. Please let me see your thumbs up. If you can see my screen perfectly, please. Since it's telling me this, okay, thank you guys. Now, the second thing is your diagnostic analysis. Now, talking about why did this happen, and the third we have the predictive. Now, after you talking about after you talking about why did it happen, then you can see what is likely to happen in the future. Talking about you predicting customer behavior, your sales forecast, your market trend. And the last thing is that now, after forecasting, then you decide with the stakeholder, what should we do? What can be done? What is needed? What is the investment adjustment? What are the targeted campaigns? What is likely for us to do to ensure we improve on our performance? That is your what? That is your predictive. That's your very sorry. Okay, yeah. So that is the prescriptive analysis. So these are the 4 pillars of your data analysis. So I want to present one now. Yeah, so before I move to the journey of the data analyst, so I want to present a dashboard for you to see. Yeah, perfectly. I think I have it now. Yeah, so I think I have it now. Yes. So let me share it now for you guys to see it. Please, guys, can you see my screen, please? Guys, can you see my screen? Yeah, perfectly. Now, we have this dashboard, guys. Guys, we have this dashboard. You see that this is, guys, so this is a retail store dashboard. As I've said earlier, you can meet yourself in any sector, be it transportation, be it health sector, be it any sector you meet yourself. So you can perfectly work as a data analyst in any sector you currently meet yourself. Now, this is a retail sector. And actually, this is for a client, but because whenever you get a job as a data analyst, you do dashboard, you can present dashboard as a project, but you need to change the name of the company and the logo of the company. So I had to change the name of the company, and I was restricted. Can you see contact your tenant admin? So I can't view this because it is confidential to the company. It talks about the analysis. Now look at this. You see that we have talking about each analysis, and then we also have this as well. We have the page 2. Let's look at the page 2. Now, look at these guys. Now, you can easily, said I can't really get this as well. So I need to contact the admin. Now, you can easily see that the total revenue is 55.76 million, right? It's 65.76 million. So if I should increase this to 2018, the revenue will decrease. I have 41.39 million, right? I have 41.39 million. Now, let me compare it to 2019 to see if there's an increase. So you see that there is a decrease in between 2018 and 2019. There is a decrease in between 2018 and 2019. So let me see for 2020. Now, you also notice that what? There is also a decrease from 2019 to 2020. Guys, so indirectly You explaining what happened. You are explaining what happened to the stakeholders. What happened? Revenue decrease. So from 2018 to 2019, revenue also decreased from 2019 to so this is your descriptive analysis. This is your descriptive analysis. You explaining what has happened out there. So let's take for 2021. So likewise, revenue decreased entirely in 2021. Now, it is now left for you to decide under your diagnostic. Why did it happen? Why are we having decrease in revenue? Out there. Why did the event happen? Why are we having decrease in revenue? Why is the revenue decreasing? You need to know that. Why is the revenue decreasing? And likewise, let me take the third page for you to see as well. Now, you can also have this as well. You can also have this as well. Now, look at the revenue, the store. Now, let us look at the profit margin. The profit margin, you explaining diagnostic. You explaining diagnostic. The profit margin in 2017. Okay, let's also look at the total profit is 28.56 million. Let's see for 2018. For 2018 is 24.22 million. It keep decreasing. Let's check for 2019 is 16. It keep decreasing. So that is your descriptive. You describing what happened. Now it is now left for you as a data analyst to talk about why did the event happen, guys. Why did the event happen? Why do you have decrease in revenue? Are we there? Why do you have decrease in revenue? Now your prescriptive analytics talks about what will likely happen in the future. Is revenue likely to keep decreasing in 2022, or revenue will increase in 2022? That's your prescriptive. Are we there? And your prescriptive, that's your predictive. And your prescriptive, we talk about now, what should we do before our revenue keep declining? What should we do before our revenue keep decreasing that will affect the profits? Are we there? So that is generally the four process. That is generally the four process of data analysis. So let's go back to our slide. Now, let's look at the journey of data analysis generally. The journey of data of data in a company. Now, imagine a company called Chowdeck. I'll use Chowdeck as an example because Chowdeck is a leading Nigeria food delivery service. So they deliver food all over for people. Now, we assume that at 7 p.m., a customer like Ibrahim, like me now, I'm always hungry. Are we there? So, like, let's assume that I'm hungry. Then I open the Chowdeck mobile app and places an order for jollof rice and chicken from any food chicken, from any kitchen. So because I like eating Salados inside Uniland. So let's assume that I order from Salados. Now, what will come to your mind? Now, when you open that Chowdeck mobile app, guys, when you open that Chowdeck mobile app, you search for Salado, you search for your jollof rice and chicken, you click on it, and you order what you want. Now, what will come to your mind is that how does data about that order, about what I've ordered, how does it flow on the app? How does it flow on the app through the company system? How does it flow? What will come to your mind? Out there. Now, look at it. Now, the data joining flow, and this is where it comes in. Out there. So this is where your joining comes in. Now, the first thing is that what? Look at the customer app action, which is Ibrahim will click order now. I will search on the person I want, on the kitchen I want. I'll order it specifically what I want on the app. And now, the app that you are using to order your food or searching anything you want, how does the app go there? Now, it is from the software engineers. Guys, it's from the software engineers. The software engineers, so the software engineers. The software engineer build the app. They are saddled with the responsibility of building the mobile app and the backend services on everything on the app. Everything you are seeing on the app. The front end, build the graphical user interface. So if you open your app, everything you are seeing there, it is the front end that design everything. It's the front end that design everything. So from adding information on Salado, adding information on adding the pictures, your picture of jollof rice, your picture of chicken, your salad, everything is the front end. Now, the back end as well stores all your information in it. So, which makes it as the software engineer. So, both the front end and the back end, they work together to ensure we have an effective app in place for people to use. So, I'll go on the app. So, without software engineer, I can't have the app. So, software engineer, they are always ensuring the build app for us to use. Now, then we move to the DevOps engineer. Who are the DevOps engineer? Now, for the app to be running 24/7 effectively. Now, you notice that there are sometimes you go to an app, the app is not working perfectly. Out there, definitely go to the cloud. There is something not working on the cloud. There is something not working on the cloud. Out there, the app is not working due to the DevOps. So it is the DevOps that will keep that app running 24/7 effectively. No matter the number of people that are coming to the app will be running effectively. The app will be running and will be active 24/7. Out there. Sorry, 20%. It will be active. And then the next we have data engineering. Now, your data engineering are those. Do you notice that all those customers that are coming to the app, guys, all those customers that are coming to the app, when you click on one order, that order that you click or anything you order, you pay for something, all the database is storing in one place. Out there, all the database is storing in one place. Let's assume on Monday I order for jollof rice, on Tuesday I order for salad, on Wednesday I order for let's assume I order for spaghetti, on Thursday I order for either beans, on Friday I order for another thing. So why is it echoing? Sorry, David, kindly mute yourself. David, kindly mute yourself. Yeah, thank you. So on Friday, I ordered for another thing. So everything I ordered, or everything each and every customer ordered on the app, guys, everything each and every customer ordered on the app, it is the duty of the data engineer to gather all the data from the source, do something useful with the data. Now, what's he going to do with the data? He's going to ensure he gather all the data and make sure the data is available for analysis to a data analyst. Out there. Now, it is not the duty of that data analyst to be going into that data. So definitely indirectly now, it is data engineering that works with. Now, okay, let me ask this question. Now, which type of data does data engineering work with? Which type of data from what we have talked, from the type of data that I explained earlier, which type of data does data engineering work with in this perspective? Which type of data does data engineering work with in this perspective now? Guys, which type of data does data engineering work with in this perspective? Okay, Ali Olamilekan. Let me call on Ali Olamilekan. Kindly unmute yourself. Ali? Ali, you can unmute yourself. Ali, are you there? Okay, Jafar Abdulrazak.
Unstructured, sir.
Okay.
Unstructured data, sir.
Thank you. Now, you said the answer. So, a data engineering work with unstructured data. Why? Because the data it will be getting from the backend service of the app will be an unstructured data. Because in the morning, I order for something. In the afternoon, another person will order for another thing. Definitely, we can see like 20 customers that will order for the same thing, but not the same time. So it is the duty of that data engineering to help ensure that data is being structured and make it available for a data analyst. Are we there? Now, what will data analysts do? Now, data analysts we query that, we prepare that data set for business questions. Now, how many people ordered from Salado? How many people ordered for this? What's our revenue from Salado? What's our revenue from this also from so person? What's our who is the dispatch rider with the most revenue in the month of so? Guys, so it is the duty of data analysts to help ensure he gets that data. Do you know the first thing? After you getting the data, define the problem. The second thing, you collect the data. Now, guys, where are we collecting the data from? We are collecting the data from data engineering. We are getting the data from data engineering. So, and most times, don't always ensure you get data from data engineering fully structured. Because the data, even though as I work as I already work as a data engineering before, there are some times that we always do strong thing for all those data analysts. We'll just intentionally make sure that data is dirty. Meanwhile, our duty is to ensure that we clean that data effectively and fully. Are we there? Now, another question. Now, I want someone to answer this question. Now, what is now the difference between a data engineering and a data analyst, guys? What's that difference between a data engineering and a data analyst? Now, who can answer that for me? What's the difference between a data engineering and a data analyst? So, thank you. Let me start this. Now, what's the difference between a data engineering and a data analyst? Temi Bangboy. Yeah, you can answer that, please. Bangboy, Temi, you can answer that.
Yeah, sir. Thank you, sir. A data engineer, he gathers the data. He gathers unstructured data and processes the data to cleanse the data for the data analyst. While the data analyst, he will query the data and for business questions, query the data like for how many people ordered for salados, how many people ordered for jollof rice, how many people ordered for how many Uber drivers made the most revenue this month, and other things like that. That's the difference between the data engineer and data analyst.
Yeah, thank you. So I want another person. Now, what's the difference between now looking at this app on Chowdeck? Now, we have a lot of things on Chowdeck. Now, you can easily order for something. Now, all customers ordered for different things at the same time. But we need to help ensure we differentiate all these for effective analysis for the stakeholders of Chowdeck. because we have the management of Taldec, we have investors that invest in the Taldec app, so that what we invest in, what we have invested in, is it making profits? What are those profits that we are making in? Now, who is making the most profits? Yeah. So I want another person. I think I saw something now in the chat box. A data engineer includes data. Why data analyst analyzes the data either through text and charts in layman language for better understanding. Yes, for us at DBC, thank you. I love that. So I want another person before we move on. I want a lady now in this perspective. Yeah, Bolaji Fisayo. Bolaji Fisayo, I'm expecting you now.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, data engineering, I think they maintain the collection of the data and transform and to store the data. You understand? Why the data analysts, they interpret the data and they create a good reports.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so please, I want a lady now.
Yeah.
Where are the ladies? I think the guys have been answering all the questions from the morning. So I want a lady now. Where are the ladies? Any lady to answer the question now? Bam. Okay, Felicia. Thank you. Felicia, you can talk now. You can mute yourself and talk now. Yeah, I want another person with another person ready. Yeah, so not to waste our time. Now, the difference between that data engineering and a data analyst, guys. Now, data engineering makes that data usable. Guys, what I'm expecting generally is that a data engineering can also be a data analyst. Yeah, I've worked at an organization of which we don't really have data analysts. Now, it is the data engineering that perform the duty of the data analyst. Please take in mind. Now, data engineering makes that data usable. Now, why the data analysts? We only rely on the data. We only make that data useful. There are two different things. Data engineering makes that data usable. Out there. Why data analysts makes the data useful. Out there, by making necessary and business questions. Now, once the data engineering makes ensure that pipeline and the structure is available, data engineering will get that data from the database, from SQL database, gather everything, ensure the data is well structured. Then data analysts will collect that data from the data engineering. Now, it is the duty of that data analyst to help ensure that that data is properly stored and clean. The data analyst will interpret it to provide meaningful insights. Out there. Likewise, data analysis is centered around answering questions. Why it has happened? Why did it happen? Out there. Now, the last is the data scientist. Who are the data scientists? Data scientists generally forecast on the model. What should we do in the future? They predict on what is likely to happen in the future. Now, if we should reduce this, what is going to affect? Now, they use the prepared data that has been prepared by the data analyst to build model for predictions. Now, if we should remove one product, this is likely effect in the future. However, if we increase our sales in another market, this is what is going to happen in the future. So all these are the duty of a data scientist to make a predictive and prescriptive analysis for the stakeholders. So that is the data flow journey. So let's look at what are the day life in a day life of a data analyst. It's very simple. We have said it earlier. The first thing is the data management. I will share. I would so you ensure you collect your data. We ensure data collection, data cleaning, interpreting your data. So generally, as a data analyst, these are what you'll be doing in an organization. Data analyst does not do beyond this. So every day you get data from different sources, you clean that data, you collect that data from the data engineering team, you ensure that data is being cleaned. You have to analyze and explore an effective question and insight from that data. Likewise, reporting and visualization is also the duty, some of the duties of a data analyst that we perform every day. You create reports, you create dashboard, visualization to present insights clearly to the stakeholders. Out there. Likewise, we also have strategic supports. You support business decisions with data-driven recommendation. Now, let me show you an example of one recommendation I did to the company. Let me show you one recommendation I did to the company. Let me stop sharing on this. Yeah, so my laptop is currently 16%, and I pray that they bring the lights now. Okay. Yeah, so talking about the recommendation. Now, guys, for you to don't forget that I said the last phase. Don't forget I said the last phase is you talking about your communication out there, communicating your insights. Now look at it. Now you explaining. So you explaining your what you have gotten from your analysis, and likewise you talk about your recommendation, guys. You talk about your recommendation. So generally, you talking about recommendation is very, very important because the stakeholders are really much interested in your recommendation. That's what they really want to get out there. And then let me go back to the slide. So now the next thing we have now is the now we have what are the essential skills and what are those things that you need as a data analyst. Now you need your Excel, your SQL, your Power BI, your Python. Now generally, the most things that you need essentially are just three things that you need to know: Excel, Power BI, and SQL. What do you need Excel for? For data manipulation and for reporting. What do you need SQL for? For querying and managing your data in database. Now we are going to majorly focus on three things: Excel, Power BI, SQL, and likewise either PowerPoint for you to present your analysis to the stakeholders, because it's very, very important. So that when you have a data set, you will be able to have these presentation skills. It's very, very important. Your presentation skills. How will you be able to share your insights, your recommendation you have gotten out there to the stakeholders? So the essential skills of a data analyst are just what? Your Excel, your SQL, your Power BI, and that is what we have for you to excel as your data analyst. And likewise, now, so navigating your data analyst career, guys. Now, navigating your data analyst career. So you have different career paths in data analysts. You can be a data analyst, you can be Power BI developer, That is you building interactive reports and dashboard for people out there. Likewise, your SQL developer. Now, you specialize in building database design. You're implementing and your optimization for using SQL for people out there, storing database, retrieving important information from your SQL. Likewise, your business intelligence analyst. You can also be a business intelligence analyst out there. So design solutions, you develop BI solutions, you build dashboard and reports. And likewise, you can also work in different various sectors. You can work in marketing, finance, healthcare, HR, operation, or you can even be a sport analytics out there. And likewise, so we are going to talk about your LinkedIn, your networking, and your personal branding, because it's very, very vital. It's very, very vital and it's very, very essential. It's very essential. Please, you kindly give me 10 minutes to take my laptop out. I think we currently don't have light inside, so I want to ensure I charge outside. So by 9:40, so I'll be back by 9:40 by God's grace. So kindly note down for me a bit to ensure I charge my laptop, please. Thank you.
Sir, please, we can't hear you here, sir. Kindly take your speaker, sir.
don't get light again.
Okay,
For us.
for that place. I mean, for office here.
No, for us.
Why now? Should other people are having like,
Yeah.
what happened?
So very sorry for the delay. So there was not really light, so I just had to find a power bank to. I think my laptop is currently in 16% now. So I'm going to just round it up. So currently what we have here on LinkedIn, and then on how to build your portfolio. So generally on your LinkedIn. So we are going to be having some section on how you are going to have an effective LinkedIn. And then I want to emphasize for everyone that LinkedIn is, as I've said earlier here, that LinkedIn is the largest professional networking platform in the world generally. So where all tech practitioners, where they meet, where all tech well, let me say where all tech gurus, for like, for example, your data analyst, your data engineering, your cloud engineering. So you currently meet different people on LinkedIn, whereby you can really network. Anything you currently need on you currently meet it on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is a networking and a personal branding platforms. You meet your employers, your recruiters, your clients. So it's very, very essential. So you will be meeting with anyone you really need on LinkedIn, and by God's grace, we'll be having a section on how to effectively have a good LinkedIn and having it perfectly to suitable for any role that you want to. And last thing, what I want to also emphasize is that your posts on LinkedIn, don't only expect that you are already the one saying it. A lot of people are currently saying it, and then whenever you have one of your friends or your neighbors, or your friends, or one of your partner in any field that posts something on LinkedIn, kindly ensure that you like or you share it, because it takes you to know more people on LinkedIn as well. And by God's grace, on Saturday, the class will fully commence, and I'm very sorry for the delay happening tonight, which is due to the lights happening here. So by God's grace, on Saturday, the class will fully commence with Excel from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday. So I might not be able to entertain any question due to delay happening of the laptop. And by God's grace, on Saturday, I will entertain more questions for the understanding of the data analysis fundamental. So thank you guys. So see you on Saturday. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. No, wait, that's my class.
Everyone is calling devil by Andre. I still don't understand. This is not cool. You do know that I have a date tonight. I just know that my mother would never let me set foot on a spaceship. You're kidding me. See you later. I've got a date. Just a second, huh? Notice everything. What do you mean? Well, hey, I've really got a boogie. Here you go. Here's your badge. Yeah, right. They come in different colors. Look, the Earth is really going to explode.